Good morning. Jesus is Lord, and the Word works. Hey, we've been talking to you for the last several weeks now about resisting the devil. Now, let me show you something that the Word says here. We're going to have to lean forward a little bit, Pat. There you go.
Okay.
The Word says to be sober and to be vigilant, for your adversary is as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Now, the word to be sober and to be vigilant, real important. You don't play games with the devil. You don't just act silly and say, well, you know, I resist the devil. Now, I'm going to say this, and it's not meant to sound silly at all, but the word says he's as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Well, Pat and I have decided we are some of the ones that he may not devour. Pat, get that, or maybe you got it in your mind there. What does it mean to be vigilant?
The word vigilant, I looked it up, and it says to be keenly aware of danger, to sleeplessly be watchful, which means that you have to be on guard at all times. And notice it says your adversary, the devil. He tells you who your adversary is. A lot of times people get to fighting against each other, between spouses or children, but the word tells you who your adversary is, and he's in the spirit realm, so you have to be keenly watchful of his tactics, of what he's trying to do, and not give him any place at all.
Pat, I just remembered a message that you taught at least 20 years ago, that your enemy is not your husband, your enemy is not your parents, your enemy is not the boss, the enemy is the devil. Go ahead.
Yes. Paul mentions that in a couple of other places. He says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So locate who your enemy is, first of all. Recognizing, wait a minute, my enemy, my true enemy, of course, is not God. Rule that out. It's not my spouse. It's not my children. It's not my parents. My enemy, you only have one true enemy, and that is Satan. Jesus did defeat Satan. He whipped him soundly. He went into hell, and he took the chains of death and hell, and he made a show of him openly. But you have to, every believer has to know, first of all, who the enemy is, and then recognize his tactics and not give him any place in their life.
Well, we got to go again. We're not going to give the devil any place. We are some of those whom he may not devour.
We don't give him permission.
Remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the Word works.